Hey guys, NSC, also known as Neon here. The prompt is bridges, let's dive right in. So I did talk about this briefly in my tutorial about pathways, but I'll go into more detail this time. Who built the bridge? You might not understand why we asked this question, but let me propose a different question to you. Have you ever built something that was meant to feel like it was bustling with life, but instead feels eerie, abandoned, and desolate? Well, it's probably because you haven't put much thought behind your builds before. The questions I most commonly ask myself are, who built this? Who or what inhabited this place? What resources did they have access to? What was the culture or traditions like? Questions like these are needed in order to breathe life into your builds. I feel these things tend to really help with interiors, as you can really inject so much more personality into each individual build. Okay, but you clicked on a video for bridges, not just my nonsense, so how do we make them? Well, if you think about it, bridges are actually one of the most simple things to make, because you don't need to think about the shape, unless you're making a rope bridge. So really, this video should just be called How to Detail. As I said, the shape doesn't really matter here, so the first thing we need to think about is the shape, but different. We need to think about the length more so than anything else, but this really depends on the length of the gap in which you're building across. Okay, I'm just going to use my valley from my terraforming video in order to make a quick example. I'll do another one later, but right here we have a gap that is 11 blocks wide. That leaves me with a single block center, which can be good, it can be bad, but that's what I've gone with here. And I'm actually going to do something that's a bit strange. So first I'm going to plan out above, and then I'm going to fill in the area that I just planned, which is not normally something I normally do. I normally plan out the entire thing, and then I'll build. Although I'll change the shape later as I'm building, just to course correct, you know? But here, the reason why is actually kind of simple. It's because it's the floor of the bridge. I need that in place, that way I can know, okay, this is where the path is, so now I need to build around this like a catalyst, right? Now that you have the flooring in, you can now make the walls. The walls I like to build down into pillars, which those pillars can then be rotated around into shape, right? So, when you do the shape, I like to do it as layers. The reason why I do it as layers is because I'm able to do it out of different blocks, which gives more texture and more color variation. And what this allows is for our eyes to travel more seamlessly along the build. Why this is important is just because if your eyes can't travel well along a build, your eyes will get stuck or fixated on the key value of interest, which isn't really that good for us. We don't really want our eyes to stay stuck, we want our eyes to flow around. So you can flow from the bridge to the terraforming, to whatever's around the terraforming, to the paths, to the whatever you have around, you know? Okay, but what if you have a longer bridge? What do you do there? Well, you don't do exactly what I've done here. Just making two sides. What you do instead is just a tiny little bitty of math. Don't click off! All you gotta do is design one pillar and then copy and paste it. It isn't that hard. One pillar, okay? I know we all hate math. I know. I do too. But it is slightly necessary for building. Another thing you might want to do is actually melding your pillars into terraforming, allowing your pillars to look like they have different lengths, which just allows for more variation. When you build into terraforming though, make sure that the bridge will, or any build actually, will actually dig into the dirt itself, or into the soil or into the rocks or whatever. Make sure it's actually going into the ground, that way it actually looks stable, it looks firm, and it doesn't look like it's just floating on whatever it's sitting on. Anyways, if you have made it this far into the video, thank you so much. If you do have an idea for me for a new tutorial, go ahead and let me know in the comments, because I really don't want to do a mega base, which is what I was suggested last time. So if you have something different, please let me know. Please save me. Anyways, I've been Legacy, what's known as Neon, and I'll catch you guys in another time.